The first article I got for y'all, man. Rocksteady in a little bit of hot water. I seen this. I was sitting on the toilet. I seen this joint. Grand Theft Auto 6 developers criticized Rockstar's reckless decision to force staff back to the office. So for those of you unaware, I think starting in like April it was announced. Yeah, right here. The staff got to come back to the office. No more remote. I guess people are not feeling it. This week, Rockstar staff notified staff of its return to office order due to start in April, which it had said had to do with completing development of GTA 6 at the level of quality and polish we know it requires. They said, we cannot get the job done remote. We need you in-house so we can micromanage the fuck out of you. And to mitigate security breaches, also, we're tired of niggas leaking shit. Yo, you know what's funny? I don't even think it has. I don't even think it got anything to do with the quality. I think it got to do with this second sentence, bruh. It's a whole lot easier to leak shit if everybody's working remotely because can't nobody see your computer. But if everybody's working in a house, somebody can micromanage the room and see who's leaking files. So I think it's got something to do with the security breaches. GTA, yeah, I understand the leaks were crazy. I understand. They're trying to maximize that dollar. GTA 6 is developed primarily at Rockstar North and Edinburgh, Scotland, although support comes from a number of other Rockstar studios across the UK and the world. Now, the Independent Workers Union of Great Britain, which represents video game developers in the UK, has publicly criticized Rockstar for the move and published testimony from current developers who warn it will significantly affect their well-being. According to the IWGB, last year, 170 Rockstar game workers in the UK signed a petition opposing mandatory 3-day office work. Now, workers accuse Rockstar of broken promises and have expressed concern about health, caring responsibilities, living arrangements, and a heightened risk of overwork and crunch. Yeah, you know, it's funny, like, this might sound like insensitive. The only thing I would mainly be worried about is them being overworked and like crunch. That's a valid argument. All this other stuff kind of just sounds like you don't want to come in the office. Like you got comfortable being remote and you just don't want to come in. But this is a fair argument. Like they're going to have to figure out how they're going to mitigate and not be crunched. You said Rockstar breaking promises. The question is, how do you even like monitor that? Do you have to bring in like a third party to the studio to like monitor people and make sure they're only working 9 to 5? Shit's crazy. The crazy thing about crunch with Rockstar too, I feel like there's certain studios where like if you built up enough name, if you built up a good reputation, people are gonna wait for the product. We all thought that Shadow of the Erdtree was gonna come out in February. That was the original rumor. The trailer came out. It's coming out in June. Do you see anybody complaining? No. Do you know why? Because we know there's a high probability it's going to be a quality product. And I feel like the same thing is for like Rockstar too. Like, why are you working these people to death? You're at a point where like Grand Theft Auto, I'm keeping a buck. Grand Theft Auto 6 does not even have to put out advertisement. This game will sell well based off of word of mouth. They've built up that brand. So it's like, I don't even understand why we're even working them to death. Game developers and artists probably need a union if they don't have one already. I feel that. Some workers have said they moved their lives further away from the studio's locations that would need to be reversed in under 6 weeks to comply with Rockstar's demands. Rockstar is yet to comment. Yeah, that's understandable too. If people moved and they allowed that, and now you're telling me, oh, you got to come back. They also allege Rockstar has insisted flexible work options will remain available in an employee-wide email that said, this isn't our first step to 5 days a week. No one wants to go back to the old way of working. The IWGB went on to claim Rockstar management has so far refused to engage with workers on the issue and will pull the plug on remote access technology on April 15th. So whatever software they use to communicate with one another, they're going to pull the plug, and they said, bring your ass over here. But if that initial release window has the impression the game is a buggy mess and that gets all over social media, I think all the devs want to avoid that situation. Well, yeah, I mean, that's every game. What does that got to do with like crunch hours and shit like that? All I'm saying is like, we got to find a happy medium. Like these aren't people with like families and shit. Like if you ever watch any documentaries or like YouTube videos about being a game developer, first of all, the average game developer only makes like $70,000 a year, which is a respectable amount of money. But to live comfortable, but you would think that they'd be making more money for the amount of hours they work and the type of money that the product they're generating creates. But unfortunately, it goes to these CEOs. Capitalism, baby. there's got to be a happy medium, because like if you watch any videos, you'll see like a lot of these developers don't get to see their family. They don't get to see their kids, their wife. They just be at the office and shit. And if delaying GTA 6 by a month or two is the difference between a man or a woman being able to see their family, I'm okay. Like I'm like that. It's a game, guys. Like it's okay. It's okay. Like people need to be around people. It's not good to work people to death. Yo, shout out to Black Grump, and that's what I'm saying. Like it's to me, it just kind of feels like greed. I don't understand crunch culture in a series 4 game like Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to generate a bill. You can clip this. Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to generate $1 billion. I would not be surprised if it generates $1 billion within the first year or two. And that's going to come off the strength of its name. You don't have to work these people to death. I don't understand. An anonymous Rockstar worker is quoted as saying, "Working from home has been a lifeline for many of us at Rockstar, allowing us to balance care responsibilities, manage disabilities, and relocate as we need." Okay, I can see that. Yeah, working from home as a game dev is probably good because then you get to see your family. Now Rockstar is snatching away that lifeline without a second thought for the workers who have been impacted the most. After so many broken promises, we now fear management may even be paving the way for a return to toxic crunch practices. Senior leadership needs to rethink their reckless decision making and engage with their staff to find an arrangement that works for everyone. Game Shark, card purchases are going to be crazy. Yeah, you cheating ass niggas. Another said, "As usual, there's been zero consultation with us. The people who produce these policy changes most affect. Just one of my concerns is being forced to work late hours in the office to maintain contact with global teams when before we could log on from home to attend late meetings. This will mean missing out on spending time with our families. I'm also aware of our colleagues who have health issues preventing full-time office work who are now left in limbo." Didn't GTA 5 sell 1 billion copies in the first week of release? I don't know the numbers, but I wouldn't be surprised. Here's another staff member. They said, "We the staff care greatly about the games we make, and our passion, skill, and talent should never be taken for granted by studio management. It is together through collaboration and a healthy work-life balance and workplace culture that we continue making some of the most beloved and spectacular games in our industry." Here's another reason to why you can't work these developers to death too, right? Being a game dev is a creative job, and for those who are not in the business of creating things, creative work, a lot of times, like, I don't know, like a lot of times, like it'll be like 3 a.m. I'll just get like a million. There'll be days where I have no ideas. And then at 3 a.m. out of nowhere, I'll just get a gazillion different, it just comes to you, right? If you're tired and stressed out all the fucking time, it's hard to be creative. So like, that's another reason why crunch is not good. If you want to look at it from the perspective of being like a consumer, it's not good for you either. Because if these people are always stressed out, it's going to be hard for them to be creative, which in turn creates a worse product. And then you're upset. So it's like, yo, let people have a life. Let them go out and like, you know why I'm able to come to this stream and I always come with like new jokes and like different life experiences. A lot of that comes from me hanging out with people. Like I touch grass. A lot of that comes from that shit, right? Like you'll just be at the museum and you'll see like a funny interaction between two people. And in my head, I'm like, that's a bit. Like I get inspiration. I have to leave my computer desk. The same applies for these people. And that's any creative space, bro. That's literally stand-up comedy. Stand-up comedy is observing people, taking inspiration from it, and finding a unique angle to attack whatever that you saw and creating like a joke out of it, bro. Touch grass. It's good for you. Hopefully these people find like a happy medium and Rockstar doesn't fuck them over. Yeah, when I was in undergrad and grad school, I didn't write anything because my brain was so fried from school. Brain be fried, bruh. Your brain be fried. It's real. It's real. This tends to be an unpopular opinion, but I think working in office and seeing other workers and bosses face to face does improve in efficiency. Yeah, there's a happy medium though. Like it helped me when we were at G4 and like I was in a room full of like other comedians and like us writing together. That did help me because like I remember one time I came up with a joke and then someone instantly added on to the joke and it made it even funnier. That does help. I don't think anybody's arguing against people being in the office space. We're talking about crunch. That's the conversation. We're talking strictly about crunch. Obviously collaborating helps people, but what doesn't help people is like, for those who don't understand what crunch is, it's working people nonstop. That does not help anybody. That does not increase efficiency. In your opinion, do you like how games are released now or back in say like the PS2 era. I liked how games were released back in like the PS2 era. I would say up until I think games being released were great up until like the mid-life cycle of like the PS3 and the Xbox 360, when like online, because like online was there at launch, but when it became more prevalent, like you remember when they revamped the Xbox 360 store? So like the Xbox 60 Blades, you remember the original Blades UI? All the way back. And the reason being is because back then you had to release a game because there was no online that worked. Once patching became a thing, that's when niggas started getting lazy and shit, bro. That's when motherfuckers started getting lazy. So I would say games were released better back then, but it was because they had to. Sometimes less is more. That's why that's a phrase. That's an example. Sometimes less is more. They didn't have the option to patch it, so you better make sure your shit works, because if it doesn't and them reviews come out, nowadays you can put out a broken game and in the review, like I said it during my Battlefield fucking review, it's kind of broken right now, but if you know DICE's track record, they're gonna patch it and fix it, and then within a year or two, niggas are gonna love the game. And guess what? That happened. They're complacent now. Shit is crazy. What else I got for you? Oh, I just seen this. The Diddly Diddler. Freaky Meek. Nintendo Switch 2 rumored specs. An 8 nm Samsung processor, nerd shit. 8 to 12 gigabytes of RAM, nerd shit. 120 gigabytes per second memory bandwidth, nerd shit. The only thing that really matters right here is this right here. Performance target is rumored to be between a Steam Deck and an Xbox Series S, and it's targeting a $400 to $500 release price. I really wish this said Xbox Series X and not S. Although the S can do 1440p. Hi, friend. If the handheld could do 1440p, that'd be cool. It's just, I don't understand. Here's another thing, then the price too, because didn't they drop the price of the Steam Deck? Isn't the base model only $300 now? Like, this thing should be $300 if this is the specs. To compare it. Hi, how are you? I have to say hi to my friend. People, let me tell you about my best friend. The one you can depend on till the very end. He's my best friend. Mwah. You're welcome. Yeah, that was a very rare kiss. You're welcome. Do what you... Oh, you want more? Ah. Mwah. All right, get a life. Back up. Get... Beep, 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 beep. Thank you. That's enough. Yeah, I think this should be $300. $500 is too much for like... Because the Steam Deck is, what, 2 years old now? For a 2-year-old piece of hardware. And they're targeting 2025. So by the time 2025 comes out, these specs will be 3 years old. It's hella dated already. He does. He needs to get a life, bruh. This nigga has, if you could see in my living room, which you won't because you're not gonna get the floor plan, his bed, he has like 1,000 toys. My girl says all the time he has too many fucking toys, and I end up buying him more all the time. He has 1 million toys, and what does he want to do? Talk to me all day, bro. Yo, shout out to Modern Kari with the sub. I appreciate it. Get a life. Yeah, he's spoiled. Been watching since the COD days. Glad to come across the stream. Welcome back, Dadon. Enrichment is necessary nonetheless. Yeah, you gotta give the nigga a hug or something. Like, there's one Helldivers 2 developer named Joel, got his hair in my damn face, steering the entire war, it turns out. Helldivers 2, yeah, whatever. As it turns out, this is not some fully dynamic system the Helldivers 2 dev Arrowhead has set in motion and simply let it run and do its thing. They actually have a single guy in the studio who serves as the game master of the game, a Dungeons and Dragons term, who's controlling large-scale aspects of the conflict and including directly messing with the entire population. Speaking to PC Gamer, Airhead CEO John explained the role of Joel. The game's name is Joel. It would be really cool, I think, to take this game over to the next level if they took a page out of PlanetSide 2's book. Because for those of you unaware, in Helldivers, it's one big-ass PvE game. It's not just you and your friends playing. It's you and everybody else on the server trying to liberate these planets. But you don't get to see the other players. It would be cool as fuck if they made it to where when you drop down, Like that's your squad, but it's like, or like Battlefield or Planet Side. You see the other squads actually in the level. That would be fucking fire. Actually working together. That would take the game to another level, I think. And then add proximity chat where you could talk to them if they're near you. That would be, that would take the game to the next level. And that would show you everything doesn't need to be fucking multiplayer. Let's see. We have a lot of systems built into the game where the game master has a lot of control over the play experience. It's something that we're continuously evolving based on what's happening in the game. You think the studio can pull that off? Probably not right now, unfortunately, because they said this game is running on an old Swedish engine that doesn't even exist anymore. The company that created it collapsed, so they don't even have the tools to take things. If it was to happen, it would probably be in Helldivers 3. It's like if I could talk to the company, I'd be like, yo, you guys should, for the next game, you should consider doing this to take it onto it. Like, it would just be, I feel like it'd be like, it would really inspire me to liberate and improve democracy if we were storming the beaches against all the automatons with 50 other niggas on the screen and shit. That shit would be fucking fire, bro. Did you ever play MAG for the PS2? Where it was kind of the same idea, but you played on a giant battlefield? LOL. I know what you're talking about. It was on PS2? No, it was a PS3 game. MAG was PS3. MAG PS3. Yeah, it was a PS3 game. I remember that. Yeah, I didn't play it, but it looked interesting. I remember being interested in it. I remember there was like 100 people on the server at once. Nah, Planet Side 2. Planet Side 2 is what got me into PC gaming. This game, it's on PS4, but it'll blow your shit up. So I mean, I guess you could play it on PS5. I wouldn't. This is a PC game. Planet Side 2, you can have up to 2,000 people on the screen at once, and it was like tanks, planes, fucking Gundams everywhere and shit. Yeah, this is an old game. Like, this is what I would want to see Helldivers do. But like a PvE version. Let's see, sometimes Joe thinks the war is not going in an appropriate direction and will push back against or in favor of players on his own volition. There's been some sudden moments where maybe one planet was too easy or one was too hard and had to get up in the middle of the night to give the automatons a bit of reinforcements so the players don't take the planet too quickly. Later, after a number of questions about Joel's role in the wake of the interview, they said on Twitter, the main role is to choose what major order is happening in dailies. It's also to choose where enemies are attacking at any given time. But the overall war and liberation of planets through fighting is all you, the player base. So he's basically controlling like the back end stuff. The real big team battle game. Yeah, PlanetSide 2 is crazy now. They got so much going on. No Final Fantasy 7 for you, TBH. I know you saw the notification. The notification for going live literally said, I'm starting Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth today. But first, let's catch up on the news. What are we doing right now? Catching up on the news. Come on, guys. Read the notifications. Don't ever make that man mad. Yeah, he could drop 100,000 automatons. So that's interesting to know. I thought it was all AI driven, but apparently there's somebody on the back end, a developer, who's pulling the strings on the war. This was interesting. Yeah, we talked about that yesterday, Ajax, the Neil Druckmann shit. Whoopi Goldberg backs Black Fam, a black-owned streaming service for families. A new streaming service is providing more than 1,000 hours of animated content for its target audience of black families. The platform's fitting title is Black Fam, and its lineup of equity partners includes actor Whoopi Goldberg. Black Fam is a new entrant in the free ads, it's free, industry, which has experimented growth as customers have looked out to cut down on the number of subscriptions they pay for. A press release from the company describes it as the first and only black-owned, black-focused family streaming platform, and its launch library includes 20 syndicated series, 1,000+ hours of animated content, and hundreds of hours of music content. With its breadth of programming, Black Fam is responding to desire for more black-led family content on digital platforms. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I do miss the era of Family Matters and all the black sitcoms and shit like that, bro. I feel like it's just like reality TV nigga shit, bro. I don't like that shit. YouTube channels like Gracie's Corner and Doggyland have thrived by providing black families with good-natured educational videos that can otherwise be hard to find amid a sea of questionables. Yeah, Zeus is everywhere. Let's see. My thing is it only syndicated content? They don't have no original? BET Plus didn't take off? Man, get the fuck out of here with that BET Plus shit. Oh, this is mostly like, man, I thought this was like anime. Like the way the picture presents it, I'm thinking like there's gonna be something for everybody. This looks like it's more for like black kids, which, you know, if you got kids, this might be good actually. 12th Street. Black Fam is a cool name. That makes the name makes more sense now. So this is more of a family thing. Hey, if y'all want it, y'all niggas got kids. I hope Zeus catch a Rico. Yeah, fuck Zeus. I hope they catch a Rico. That what Zeus has done to the black community needs to be studied, bro. I got baby cousins. Hey, that might be for them. But this picture's hella deceiving because I was thinking there was gonna be something for like everybody, which, you know, that might be the case later down the line. I'll check this out later. Let's see. Now my future kids are gonna watch Proud Family reruns like I did. All right, buddy. Yo, beautiful. Chill the fuck out, bro. Chill the fuck out. That is a crazy bar. Sources. Borderlands Studios will escape the most divisive company in gaming. What does this mean? Have you seen the manga Apple Black? The creator is a black artist. Now, what's that about? Embracer brought Borderlands maker Gearbox Entertainment for $1.3 billion back in early 2021 amid an unprecedented acquisition spree. This company, Embracer, is buying everybody. That since has turned into a financial disaster. Damn. They said the movie gonna be ass. Now, just 3 years later, Kotaku has learned that Gearbox is closer than ever to being sold out from under what is arguably the most hated company in gaming. Agreed. Gearbox CEO and co-founder Randy Pitchford held a town hall with staff earlier this week in which he told employees that a decision has been made regarding the studio's future. Yo, shout out to Sophisticated Chief, with more information to be shared next month, according to two sources familiar with the meeting. For months now, Pitchford has told developers at Gearbox that there were 3 possible scenarios: to stay with Embracer, sell to someone else, or finance a buyout and go back to being independently run. They should go with the third. Kotaku understands that the decision was made to sell and a deal in the late stages of being finalized. I think the most interesting thing, don't 2K own Gearbox? No, Embracer does. Embracer's like a big ass investment company. They buy up a lot of I believe Gearbox is under 2K, but Embracer like bought all that shit. Like there's always like umbrellas to this shit. Like, you know how like rappers, like they have their own imprint, but then that imprint is under a label and that label's under one of the big 3. It's kind of like the same thing. You got like, what is it? Warner, Sony, UMG, and then under that you have a bunch of labels, and then under that you got a bunch of rapper labels, and then under that you got a bunch of niggas that those rappers sign that never blow up. It's kind of the same concept. Yo, shout out to Expel with the sub. I think the most interesting about this story is I forgot they sold for 1.3 billion. Shout out to Gearbox for selling for that much. That is, you thought Bungie, I could halfway understand how they sold for a few billion, even though I'm not a big fan of Destiny, but 1.3 billion for Gearbox is insane. That is a finesse right there, because although they said it's been a financial disaster for them. Because I'm not gonna lie, I think Gearbox is one of the most overrated fucking development companies. These niggas is still riding off the high of Borderlands 2. Other than Borderlands 2, and I think Borderlands 2 is overrated. It's an okay game, but I think it's overrated. I think it gets overhyped. Other than Borderlands 2, what else these niggas made? Fucking, what was that fucking MOBA? That dead ass MOBA? Gearbox MOBA. I used to joke about that shit all the time. Struggleborn. They made Struggleborn. Let's see. Gearbox Games. Struggleborn. What else have they made? Borderlands. Duke Nukem. Tiny Team. More Borderlands. This. Shout out to, and like, let's get straight. This is a compliment. Shout out to Gearbox for being able to sell for over $1 billion. This is a finesse if I ever seen one, bruh. Because this studio is overrated as fuck to me. Gearbox made Bulletstorm? No, I don't think so. I know that was published by Epic, I think. Bulletstorm. That was made by People Can Fly. Yeah, I knew it. I knew it. I'm like, I don't think that game was made by Gearbox. I knew it. It was made by People Can Fly and Psyonix. Those are the people that made fucking Rocket League. That shit was don't be putting good games on their body. It was it was published by Gearbox. That don't count. They didn't make the game. This is what these niggas make. Borderlands, some more Borderlands. What? Borderlands VR, the Borderlands Handsome Collection, Borderlands prequel. I'm good off of this shit, bro. This is a conversation we need to have. Made one halfway decent game and rode that shit till the wheels fall off to $1 billion sellout. Shout out to them, bro. In other news, the Borderlands movie. Oh shit. Maybe that's who Naughty Dog has been trying to model themselves after, Gearbox. Because remember, The Last of Us 2 has 2 games, 5 releases. Borderlands has like 3 games, 12 releases, and a movie. Make it make sense. Why is Kevin Hart rolling? I don't remember enough about the Borderlands story because it wasn't interesting to me, so I don't even know who Roland is. But I've seen a lot of comments of that. Is like Roland a beloved character in the series? Like, what's the issue with Kevin Hart? My camera's gone. I see it. I see it on the. What are you talking about, bro? I see it on my OBS. Is Roland a beloved character on Borderlands? What's the issue for fans that are hardcore fans of the series? What is the issue with Kevin playing him? Because like when I saw Kevin Hart's in the Borderlands movie, I said the movie's gonna be ass because he's in it. It had nothing to do with Roland. He's just not funny. But y'all are saying he's not a good pick for the character. He doesn't fit the stature of Roland. He's 6 foot. Maybe it was like you know what it is? If I had to take a wild guess, it was probably Hollywood trying to be ironically funny. Like, oh, Roland is this big 6 foot buff character. What if we made him a small black man instead? Oh, that'd be so fucking funny. Like the audience will get it, bro. Which is funny because it reinforces why I said, I was like, I don't know shit about Roland. I just saw Kevin Hart was in the movie. I know it's not going to be funny because he's just going to make a bunch of short jokes. And now it reinforces Roland is supposed to be a 7 foot nigga. So yeah, they're leaning into short jokes. Boo, boo, boo. I'll wait till that shit allegedly comes to 1, 2, 3. Allegedly. I'm not paying to see that shit. You got to pay me to watch the Gearbox movie. I see Cat Williams is about to be on the Joe Rogan podcast. Y'all think he about to start some more shit? Let me know. Microsoft plans to streamline game upscaling across different graphics cards. What does this mean? Microsoft has developed a new API to simplify super resolution coding in PC gaming. The company's DirectSR, developed with hardware partners NVIDIA, AMD, and Intel, will provide a more streamlined tunnel for developers to tap into the company's 3 distinct approaches to graphical upscaling in Windows games. So this will make games run better. It already dropped. The games company decides DirectSR is enabling seamless integration of super resolution for Windows games. Super resolution is a technology that enhances games' visual qualities without pushing the graphics card too hard. Okay, no, this is a good thing. It runs games internally in a lower resolution, but uses machine learning, AI, to upscale the resolution of what you see on the screen. The result is sharper graphics with only a minimal extra demand on the GPU. So it's like DSSLR or whatever that shit is. It's like, but it's like AI driven. This is like their own little platform and they're making it easier. That's good. That's good, you know. That means that my 2080 can last a little bit longer, baby. You guys can stop hating. You guys can stop fucking hating. Let's see. Improve DLSS, and that's basically, yeah, that's the vibe I'm getting for it. That's a good thing. What up, Fear the Deer? My 2070 will be better now. Exactly. Y'all niggas hating, bruh. Sounds like my 2080 is gonna be doing better. You know, it's not doing better. We got some bad news, guys. Crash Team Rumble, they're sunsetting it. According to Wario64, March 4th will be the final content update for the game, Crash Team Rumble. Servers will continue to be up and players will have access to free 500 tier battle passes. So you'll have all the battle pass content. That's 104 new items and all the other stuff. Microtransactions will be turned off. Let's read the message, guys. March 4th, 2024 will be the final content update for Crash Team Rumble. Basically what he said right there. And then additionally, Crash coin purchases will be turned off and players can use their existing Crash coins to purchase tier skips for the battle pass. Now, what did I say? What did I say about this game last year when it came out? I streamed this game. Jokes aside, honestly, it's not a bad game. It was okay. Like, I had some fun on it. I would say it was like a solid 6, 7. The problem is, we talked about this. Gaming has reached a point where there's just no room for a middle class. Because I would define a 6 or 7 like a middle class game. There's no room for this shit anymore. You either got to make a really great game to get people talking about you, or a really bad game to get people talking about you. But if you just make a kind of middle of the road game, nobody's going to talk about it. And unfortunately, this was kind of a middle of the road game. For those unaware, Crash Team Rumble was a MOBA starring different Crash Bandicoot characters, and it was okay, but it was just kind of mid, so nobody talked about it. And I was like, it's kind of DOA. Yeah, AAA or die. Unfortunately, the Twitter trending topic is wild. What is that? I ain't even looking. Cat Williams, Freak Mill. I can't even click that shit, bro, because I don't know what's gonna pop up, bro. I'm not trying to get banned. So unfortunately, you know, another game has fallen by the wayside. So if you are a fan of Crash Team Rumble, quadruple A or die. Unfortunately, the game is getting this is really what it means for those unaware. It's getting sunset. I wouldn't be surprised within the next 6 months they say the servers are getting, because they're going to keep the servers online. They're just going to let the game slowly bleed. And within 6 months to a year, you'll probably see another tweet. Hey guys, we're shutting the game down, unfortunately. And then you're going to see more layoffs. In my opinion, this game should have never been greenlit. First of all, Crash, I don't care what you fucking Crash Bandicoot ass niggas say. Crash Bandicoot is not something that resonates with the kids nowadays. It resonates with you boomers, but it's not something that's super popular. The best thing Crash Bandicoot could do right now, because remember, Crash 4 came out, it was kind of like, people didn't really talk about it too much. The best thing Crash Bandicoot could do to raise its market value is put that nigga in either Smash Bros, Multiverse, or something. But right now, Crash Bandicoot stock is, you know, it's not the highest. You know, the nigga just be spinning in circles and shouting a Moodgaball. I'll be honest, I don't want to hear